but then you hear stupid words from mainstream media. Also, a mainstream media that won't take any blame for the divisiveness that's in this country, for the political violence and hatred that's being spread, as if they have nothing to do with it.
Right.
They're all trying to walk away from it or distance themselves. And I'm like, you've done this. You've done this since pretty much the Obama. I mean, truthfully, real hard with the Obama election, and they just kept pushing the needle and pushing the needle.
What's up, everybody? It's that time again. It's time for Locked, Cocked, and Unfiltered. I'm here with my co-host, Tony Simone, and I got Clayton Slot Liquor in the house. We just did his medical class here at my place, which was
Squeeze Cocker.
I like Slot Liquor better.
Okay, fine.
Or we can use Squeeze Cocker.
Yeah, whatever.
Clayton Squeeze Cocker Slot Liquor.
There you go.
Or Slot Liquor Squeeze Cocker.
I'm highly offended by the way this conversation's going.
Had some real good training. Good people showed up. Everybody got into it.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got battle scars from putting tourniquets on each other.
As we should. Chris had a thing with tourniquets around his balls for some reason. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but I don't know how many times I tell him it's not going to make your nuts look bigger.
They said it'd make my wiener look bigger.
At least you didn't have to fight him off in the
4 hours.
At least you didn't. What?
Put a tourniquet on it and slap it a little bit.
Tony missed that one.
Nice. Yeah, dude, I have a crazy echo and delay. But that's okay. At least he didn't try to give you mouth to mouth against your will again.
Yeah. Oh, because we're recording already.
I mean, not against your will because you keep giggling.
Yeah. No, it was a good day. Glad everyone showed up. Everybody learned a bunch of stuff, and yeah, I fly back to Minnesota tomorrow.
Nice.
The ass crack a dome.
Yeah. So
yeah, isn't it always that way though?
Yeah. We're always moving, man. Always moving.
Yep. I figured we could talk
I was
about
actually
some of the headlines of taking gun rights away from transgender. You know, I know that's like we were talking. I haven't really seen anything that really says anything is true about it. I mean, could that be something that gets tossed around? I don't know. That just seems a little extreme, but I don't know, man. I know how you feel about it because you've got the Second Amendment for everyone.
I saw the thing come in and I wanted to do a deeper dive because I hate when I hear some stuff and then everybody jumps on it because everyone had jumped on this, which is great that every Second Amendment organization and every advocate I know was like, that's ridiculous, that's unconstitutional, and the Second Amendment is a human right. I mean, that's what we heard across the board in the Second Amendment and firearms community. But I wanted to know where the story came from, so I kept looking it up, and it all went back to two unknown sources in the DOJ, and they kept there was only different wording, but it was still two sources in the DOJ, two high officials in the administration, the Trump administration. It still was only two, and I was actually talking to a friend of mine at dinner, and he had his friend's daughter who was 17. She was at dinner also with us, and she was like, two sources doesn't even qualify in a term paper in high school. Like my English teacher wouldn't accept something from two sources in high school. So I'm like, how is this a national news story? And this is all, we don't have one name. And I'm like, I think this is a bullcrap story that's floated just to see what's said or who knows what reason for chess. Um, I don't believe any of it. And it's stupid anyway. And it's like, how do you differentiate? Okay, so a person is trans. What if they say they're not? All right, I'm not trans. Oh, I mean,
Well, not only
like, what's
that,
the
I think
cutoff?
it's just. I think it. Well, one is because it's Trump in office. It's Trump's cabinet that supposedly talked about it,
Right.
and then it's transgender. So two major things that are huge in the news right now, and it fits into that narrative that they're trying to push of the whole
Yep.
misogynistic, homophobic, all that bull crap. Now, I'll tell you
Yeah.
the funniest thing I heard with this is I can't remember who it was that said it, but it was really comical in a way because they were like, it's kind of funny if this is really true because now they're essentially going to make, or not make, but cause your liberals and your transgender to start fighting for gun rights.
Yeah. I saw that too, and I laughed because I'm like, no. One, the LGBT community that's already pro 2A has never changed their stance. But on the whole, what those cowards did was just shut up. They didn't put out a statement at all. You know what I mean? So because
Yeah.
they knew they were screwed. Either way, they were between a rock and a hard place. And so they just shut up. And I'm like, yeah, because they don't believe in gun rights. They don't believe in equal rights. They don't believe in saving your life using a firearm. They just have one political goal, civilian disarmament. And they won't be called out on it, especially because of the recent tragedy. You're bringing that up is bringing up old news. It's like, no, no, no. I'm bringing up the fact that you don't really give a damn about LGBTQ lives at all. When the modern day Hitler, Nazi, fascist was going to strip their rights away, none of you put out even a statement.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, the other thing to me is this, could this be something where mental health is involved? Because trying, like, with what Sadini and them do, bridging that gap between mental health and the gun industry. But, could this fall into some type of mental health issue because of their mindset of where they're at? I hear a lot of people say that transgender is a mental health concern, but I mean, I don't know, man. You're going to feel how you're going to feel about who you're going to feel about. It's, I,
Well,
I don't
I,
know, man. It's
I
just,
laughed.
I think it's
I
skating a
laughed at
very
that.
thin line.
Yeah.
Exactly. I laughed at that because it's inconsistent. Or at least, excuse me, it might not be inconsistent. What do you call it's see, Obama said Obama tried to push through the veterans would fall into this category, especially if you had somebody take care of your financial needs and you turn your finances over to somebody while you were in. Well, that's an indication that you're not mentally healthy enough to handle your own finances. And they ignored the fact that you could have been deployed and it allowed somebody else to pay your freaking bills while you were gone. But it's easy enough to put
Right.
anybody in the category of having mental illness. Why do you have so many guns? Obviously, you suffer from some type of paranoia. Why don't you trust the government? You should. Obviously, you suffer from some type of mental issue. Uh, I mean, it's easy enough to paint somebody in a corner using the most vaguest of terms. And we totally know when they pass legislation, they use vague terms so they have all the room they need to maneuver to take away as many
Right.
Right.
people's rights as possible. So it's like, why would you not pay attention? It's something. It was, in my opinion, it was clickbait for stupid people. But it also left us wide open, and it allowed Second Amendment organizations to stand side by side with LGBT groups, and they 100% did. Every group stood beside the trans community, and the funny part is, all the trans groups ignored it. they ignored it and still ran around whining about how they're victims and the Second Amendment community and the MAGAs hate them. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You want to be a perpetual victim and you have every organization going, that's bullshit. We stand with the trans community. What else do you want them to
Well, and
say?
that's the other thing is that victim mentality that they want.
And oh, by the way, I don't mean they, again, Second Amendment organizations. Of course, Pink Pistols actually commented and shared my post. And they were like, even though we 100% stand with this, thank you very much. And I'm like, yes, that's ridiculous. You don't shut people down. Operation Blazing Sword, same. But I was seeing some comments from somebody, oh, these, and I'm like, what more do you want every Second Amendment organization to say? It's unconstitutional, and we stand with the trans community on their human right of self defense.
Yeah, I think it's just. I'm not saying they probably didn't talk. It wasn't talked about and probably overheard by the wrong people, and then it was used to, again, push that agenda where they're, to
Yeah.
me, in the long run, trying to divide the country.
Well, I mean, that's what they're trying to do, divide the country no matter what way they
100%.
possibly can.
Yep.
But we see what they want us to see in our echo chamber with our algorithm, and a lot of the LGBT community, even if they're gun owners, they see what they're shown. So they'll see the hateful comments and they won't see the positive. I mean, how many people, regardless of gun owner in any way, follows, Gun Owners of America's homepage on social media? How many people follow NRA's page on social media, FPC's page? Not many. So word didn't probably even get out with firearms owners. I mean, I've been waiting for somebody to tell me, oh, hey, you guys didn't say anything about the LGBT community. I'm like, every Second Amendment organization posted on their homepage and made announcements and actually put out press releases.
Well, and that's to
It
me
didn't
the
fit the
messed up
narrative.
part because there are people. The sad part is there are gun owners. There are people in the Second Amendment community that I feel would be on board with something like that, and that's to me
Yeah.
is what's so bad.
Right. No, I agree.
Well, again, there are always going to be a
Like
minority of
just
stupid
because,
people.
right, and that's just because I don't agree with your lifestyle doesn't mean you need to have your rights taken away.
Exactly. And I'm like, one,
Because
who the
then if
hell
you
am I
start
to
doing
agree or disagree?
that, well, and then if
Go
you
ahead.
start doing that, it's like, where are we going to start? How are we going to start lumping other people? All right, we took them away from
Exactly.
trans. Maybe it's a mental health problem. Oh well, let's look at all the veterans that have
PTSD.
PTSD. You know,
Hmm.
now let's start. Oh well, let's start looking at gun owners that are seeing psychiatrists and stuff like that. Even though that's technically they can't get into what they're seeing them for, they could at least find out if they're seeing a psychiatrist.
Right.
Because I don't think that's any type of HIPAA violation. If you look into if somebody's seeing a psychiatrist or something like, or a psychologist or whatever, you just can't. They can't go into detail about what they talk about in those sessions.
Yeah. See, let's say this person, because yes, I saw posts from people too saying it, and they never think their way all the way through it. Once you cross that line, it just takes a little bit more to figure out what you are and then how to take your firearm away from you. Do you drink alcohol?
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you take Xanax? Have you been on painkillers while you've owned a firearm? It just can go and go and go. And I'm like, some people
It's
really
just a slippery
don't
slope.
think. Understand what we are though. We're different because
It's
we're actually
it's
Second
just a
Amendment
snowball effect,
advocates.
really.
Yeah, we're Second Amendment advocates that watch the snowball effect happen to others because we get newsletters or we follow people that tell you the screwed up things that happen in other states. Most people aren't. So they don't know how this can be used against us
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. This is definitely something that could go the wrong direction and be used
quickly.
as a way to completely push gun control.
What did you just do? think Tony's looking at peanut butter again.
Yep.
All right, I'm still here, but I got a serious delay, and you guys are frozen.
Okay.
Oh,
Let me see
okay.
if I shut.
We thought you were looking
Let me
at
see.
pictures of whose butts you're going to sniff next.
No, I already have that list. Need to look at her. I, tur- I turned
Checking them
off the
off one by
camera. Hopefully,
one.
yeah, I already got that mental thing done. Hey Chris, on Wednesday, don't eat any spicy foods. Um,
Oh man,
There's a chance to go Taco Bell.
I'll make sure to use a little extra Gold Bond when I get out of the shower.
yeah, use all the gold in the gold bond.
Really wild, but with the baby oil.
So we had a diversity shoot Thursday, and I got to shoot the new Staccato HD
Oh yeah.
that came out at SHOT Show this year. I mean,
Yep.
it's a pistol. It's cool. It shoots well. So I had the Staccato. I ran it, and I'm like, it's a Staccato. It shoots well. Looking at the price of those dang guns, though, dude, I'm like, I shoot other stuff. I mean, it is not cutting edge Staccato trigger, but I'm like, for the price difference, a good Glock with a trigger job gets me almost where that Staccato. Like, what am I doing with the Staccato that I can't do with something that costs $500 to $600?
Or a Bursa.
What can I do with the Staccato? What can I do with the Staccato as the armed citizen that's not competing? In competitions where fractions of a second count between
Air rack it.
splits on a scoreboard. Well, yeah, I can air rack it. Yeah, because that's a thing. Al, I'm one of those dudes that go, when did reset become a thing? Oh yeah, after Glock came out and told you that creaky ass trigger was a positive, not a negative,
Right.
and everybody bought into they should shoot the reset.
Or you can get you a six
Except
screw.
get a six screw and just squeeze my slide over and over as fast as
Yeah.
I can.
Oh me.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is everything to me this week has just been
Fucking insane.
crazy and
Mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
yeah.
100%.
It's just the scary part about it is, could this be something to where you start pushing some of your advocates for gun rights to the other side?
So what I feel is one, I don't understand. I don't know. I didn't watch any Charlie Kirk thing except the social media reels that people would put up. You know what I mean? So that's all I knew about him. I didn't know he founded Turning Point. I didn't know that was his company. And I think a lot of us put on as if the people it's in the minority. I mean, the people that know who he is actually know him and know his philosophy and knows where he stands is in the minority. And even the people that know his name is in the minority. Like there are people that have no idea who he is or ever heard of him. And then, of course, when they get their news story from slanted media, he's what the heck did they call him? A provocateur, a right wing Christian, whatever negative connotation they want to put on it. And he was killed, and you have slanted news media talking to you, so they don't have anything positive to say one way or the other. It's just a person that got killed, but then you hear stupid words from mainstream media. Also, a mainstream media that won't take any blame for the divisiveness that's in this country, for the political violence and hatred that's being spread, as if they have nothing to do with it.
Right.
They're all trying to walk away from it or distance themselves. And I'm like, you've done this. You've done this since pretty much the Obama. I mean, truthfully, real hard with the Obama election, and they just kept pushing the needle and pushing the needle since Obama's first election and the beer garden summit, and just making things about race and just keep pushing that divide. And they continued it. I mean, it was rough during Bush administration. It got worse under Obama, and then it got worse, and then under Trump they made sure to push it so you could forget that Trump was a lifelong Democrat that walked away from the party. Oh, look at him. He's always been this way. Oh, shut up. Every one of the presidents prior to Trump took Trump's money in campaign donations. There's pictures of him hugged up and buddy buddy. There's pictures of Senate leadership and all the freaking politicians in New York, regardless of party, hugged up against Trump. But somehow, the mainstream news media beat people over the head with a narrative that Trump is a freaking hardcore conservative Republican, and the dumb ones bought 100% into it with zero critical thinking of how that someone could be that red, could become a billionaire in New York City. Dumbasses.
Right.
And
Well, and it's funny too when you watch some people that try to talk to them about it, and they ask them, what's Trump done that's racist, and none of them can say anything.
Right.
oh, if there was a lawsuit against his multi-billion-dollar company, someone said he was racist. Yeah, how many employees do you have? Because I can tell you right now, I've said enough stuff at diversity shoots alone to be called racist.
Well, I'm a white man with guns, so I'm automatically racist.
Me too.
I don't.
Yeah,
We're so racist
Yeah.
that we have to have DEI on our podcast.
Right. Exactly. We had to make sure to get.
that's what I mean. That's why I'm here. I'm the token.
Talking black guy, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
You mean Tolkien, right? Tolkien, like the dude that wrote Lord of the Rings. That's what you mean. I'm the Tolkien black guy. I really love that movie.
Yeah, this week I think is definitely spun the country into a different direction right now, and it's going to be interesting to see
100%.
where things go from here. And that's just what's scary about it is things could go in the wrong direction depending on how all this is handled if we're not careful about it.
Absolutely.
So most people are either right in the middle of the road or pushing back against it. The bad part is your algorithm keeps showing you horrible human beings on the other side saying the worst things. And I'm talking both sides. I was just on G Web's show, and both sides are saying this. Those people over there are really shot out and need to calm down because we can come back from the brink if they only would calm down. Both sides are saying the exact same thing, and we're talking by each other because we've had that vocal minority cast upon us as if everyone on the other side is saying it. Both sides are saying the same shit. We just have to listen to each other. So if you see someone going, we're at war and we need to kill these people, and now is the time to arm up because our political enemies have shown what they're willing to do, or our political enemies have used this assassination, this murder of this guy to use violence against us. Both sides are saying the exact same thing, and they keep making sure they show you the worst of the other side. And people are buying into it. They haven't figured out yet. It might not be real people you're talking to. It might be U.S. government agencies. It might be foreign government agencies. It might be third parties. It might be a combination of all the three. Plus, like G Web said, a teenager that's on there just talking smack under 17 different screen names that just loves to stir up shit. Or some of the dumbest people you know are also on the internet, and they believe it and they're throwing it out there. So you have all of those people posting and reposting negative stuff. Also, never forget they're using AI and they're creating stuff, and they're using their bad acting skills to create posts also. See, I saw somebody here dancing in the street and singing death to MAGAs. And it's one asshole in a parking lot somewhere, but he's filming it himself and making it sound like it's more people than it is. Understand we are being manipulated on a large scale, and you have to understand it. Go out and touch grass and realize everybody's not doing that. They want to make you think so, but like Dave Chappelle says, Twitter ain't a real fucking place.
Well, and I mean, it goes back to the media as well too. When you've got
Most effective devil in America.
a lot,
Mhm.
some of your Democrats saying we're at war for the safety of this country, and that's what they're putting front news.
Yep. And some Republicans are saying the same thing. And I'm like, we're not at war, but you assholes keep pushing us towards the extremists going to push towards violence. Understand we also have a few million people that came in this country that we don't know who they are that could be working for foreign governments in a capacity either as government employees or as paid third parties to kill people. You have idiots. Remember, they had some cops that were out there talking about they were going to start a war by killing off Biggie and Tupac. Like that was a thing that assholes were planning on doing between East Coast, West Coast. So understand there are people that don't have our best interests as a nation, but they're willing to push their agenda. And way too many people on social media are willing to buy into it. Once you start political violence, it's very difficult to stop.
Right.
The murder of Malcolm X, the murder of Martin Luther King Jr., and the murder of Robert Kennedy all happened around the same time frame, and those were political murders. There were others, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but those are three I know that happened in the late 60s.
Well, wasn't it Malcolm X that said that the Democratic politician is going to try to pretend to be your friend and then stab you in the back or something along those lines?
White liberal.
Yeah.
White liberals. Yes, white liberals are the enemy. So my whole thing is, in a way, what he was talking about is very, very true. But my whole thing is don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. Become your own agent. You have your own agency and make everyone earn your vote and earn your support and don't give it to anyone. And that's the problem with both parties. Right now, I just heard, I didn't look it up, so I apologize if I'm spreading more bullcrap from social media, that Senate voted to not release the Epstein list, and pretty much only two Republicans voted for releasing it. I don't know if that's true or not. You can't
I
trust
know
either
there's been
party.
there's been a lot of talks about that Epstein list lately. I thought I saw a thing where they said they were gonna release it.
Pretty much at this point, I wouldn't believe anything they put out anyway. Come on, dude. Didn't they have all these social media dorks running around with a clipboard that said Epstein list? They played them. I don't care how much of a fan you are. They could have released this list the day after he swore in.
Right.
So you are correct, Tony. In September 2025, Senate Republicans voted 51 to 49 to block an amendment that would have forced the DOJ to release its case files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep. Understand. There is no
Now,
side. It's us
here's
against
what I
them,
find
them against
funny.
us.
Do you want to know who one of the top people in the Senate were to propose this amendment?
No clue.
Chuck Schumer.
No shock there.
And then Rand Paul and Josh Hawley.
Yeah. Rand Paul, that guy everybody says they're on your side. What's the excuse? I know he had to put something out saying why he voted for it. Or did they depend on the shock value of the other things that happened to
Okay,
ignore it?
I'm sorry, I'm reading this wrong. So those three actually proposed that they were for the amendment.
Of releasing it?
Yes. Schumer,
All right, then I'm
Josh
shocked.
Hawley, and
I'm
Rand
shocked that
Paul.
Schumer was on there.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Those three were the biggest ones that were for the amendment.
All right, Rand Paul makes more sense on that side of the argument. Chuck Schumer's a shock because really that lizard person, I figured he was on the list, but maybe he's into something different.
Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski cited procedural reasons for their vote against the amendment, calling it a political stunt.
Yeah, I hope she's working at freaking Petco next year or whenever her election comes up.
Oh, midterms, yeah.
Yeah.
It honestly, man, that's kind of what scares me is midterms this year. Republicans losing the House and the Senate.
Republicans are going to lose the House and Senate because they're 100% talented at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. All they had to do is release the Epstein files, and they were 100% guaranteed almost to win midterms. As a party, they're fucking idiots. Um, they aren't pro Second Amendment because they also are the ones that defeated uh, every proposal that came. We had to fight just to get. Damn, I almost said national reciprocity. We had to fight to get the NFA tax down to zero when we could have freaking just gotten rid of it more than likely. And we had to fight for that. National reciprocity could have been a thing. All the pro 2A stuff that these assholes always promote when they're not in power, somehow they can't figure it out when they are in power.
Well,
And
just like when the Democrats had everything, they could have
mhm,
done something to solidify the whole Roe versus Wade thing with abortion and stuff. You know,
no, they don't want to.
right? Well,
They
it's
don't
just
want
like
to. Understand it's all a game.
back to each side saying
I'm
we're at
sorry.
war because that's what they want. They they want the Civil War because it'll majorly divide the country. It'll destroy the country, and then they can go in and rebuild everything after it's destroyed to the way they want it.
So we've all said stuff like this, and I love when people go, "Oh, you guys are all paranoid and tinfoil hat." Understand, I haven't been wrong about a major thing since 2020 and COVID, and that sucks because I'm not that bright, and if I'm seeing it, I don't understand why other people aren't. Both sides use the Second Amendment and abortion as major fundraisers. That's why they don't swing anything the complete other way because they can continuously make money off of those two things alone, and people fall for it every time. Oh, it's a handmade tale. If all of a sudden I can't have an abortion, they're taking it away from all of us. I live in New Jersey where nothing was removed because it was a states' rights issue. If you live in a state that bans abortion, and I hate even talking about it, but it comes down to civics. It's easier to swing your state one way or the other than to swing your nation one way or the other. All politics are local, and people tend to forget that, and they just listen to people that really don't want them to vote, don't want them to understand how civics work, don't want them to understand that the power is actually in their hands to make that difference. So people will repeat the stupid shit that they hear on their favorite show, regardless of what side it is. They'll repeat the dumbest thing without any conscious thought or critical thinking skills involved at all.
Well, you talking about how some people don't see it. I think a lot more see it, but they act like they don't because they just want to
Maybe.
sit back and say, "Oh, everything's going to be all right."
Yeah, everything's not going to be all right. It annoys me when people call themselves patriots and then don't know what actual patriots did. You know what they did? They participated in government. They were actually aware of what was going on, and they had actual opinions that they stood on. Not only did they stand on those opinions, they stood on those opinions with their lives at risk, their fortunes at risk, their freedom at risk. People don't want to go vote and they want to use absentee ballots because something's good on TV that night, or they don't feel like going down to the community center and voting on election day. And please, Lord, don't tell them about primaries because that'll just take more time away from them in the summer and they don't want to participate. You're not a patriot if you don't participate at all, know how civics work, or know anything about the government. You're just someone that likes to talk about stuff.
No, I definitely agree with you on that one, man. And I think that's kind of a downside to social media now is it's given the ability for so many people to become keyboard warriors.
Oh, yeah.
They want to
Oh,
talk
100%.
100%.
they want to talk that trash, but they don't want to get out and walk it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Just
And
like
it's like, dude, vote. When was the last time you voted?
just like the whole January 6th thing. You know, that was I think the Democrats knew there was a boiling point there, and they used that to push people that were already mad over the edge to where, again, now they can say, oh, well, here's your gun rights people. Look at how crazy they are. But you're going to have to get way more than just what happened on that to really make a difference, and people don't want to. You know, I watched a guy, I
Yep.
can't remember what his
Well, my
name
whole
was.
thing.
Did we lose you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can't remember what
No,
the
I'm still
guy's
here.
name
Go ahead.
was, but, you know, he was talking about, you know, if you really want to make a difference with banks, you're going to need, I think, what did he say, like 30 or 35% of America to pull all their money out of banks and to stop buying from major chains and start buying local from your local people and stuff before you see a change. And he was like, you're never going to get that amount of people to do that.
Nope. People don't want to be inconvenienced in any way. They don't want to be inconvenienced by their government. They don't want to be inconvenienced by their purchases. I mean, how many people said because Kaepernick took a knee, they weren't going to watch the NFL? And then they went back to watching the NFL. Like, look,
Well, just like the
you
ones
don't
that were
even want to
going
be
out.
slightly inconvenienced.
Well, the ones going out buying their or burning their Nike jerseys and their Nike shoes, and I'm sitting here like, you're not making a difference.
No.
You paid for those shoes; they've got your money.
Yeah. So I'm like, there are a lot of people that are social, performative advocacy. Oh, I'm going to burn this. I'm going to cut my AR in half. I'm going to move to Canada if somebody wins that I don't like. It's just a bunch of noise by
Oh
people that
God,
do nothing.
I am sick and tired of that shit. The funny thing is, oh God, what's his name? He just did a big round table with a bunch of Democrats and stuff, and he said to all of them. No, there was one of them he was in it talking to, and he was like, okay, pick any socialist country. I'll pay for you to get there, and I'll give you $20,000 to get you started. Where do you want to go? Well, name a socialist country. Like, there's not socialist countries out there. And he's like, North Korea, Cuba. I mean, he starts naming them off. And it's just funny when people present that, like, that just shows you how fucking you're just a joke. If you want to move, if that big of a deal, pack your shit and fucking go. Rosie O'Donnell did it.
Yep.
She packed her shit and went to fucking Ireland.
Didn't Ellen DeGeneres do it too?
I don't know where. I think she might have. I don't know where she went to. And what's funny is, I think Conor McGregor's trying to make a run for like some political office there in Ireland. And I know he's a big Trump supporter. So now what's she going to do if that happens? Let's say he wins president of Ireland or whatever they have over there. Is she going to move again because he might align with some of the stuff Trump aligns with?
Right.
Understand, nobody who's actually, excuse me, I don't know everybody in Hollywood. But I know when we're talking about people that are moving out, there's no one at the pinnacle of their career moving out.
You have a valid point there, yes.
Yeah,
A lot of
running for president in Ireland.
he is?
Yep.
Okay. I knew there was something he was running for.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, he's running for
you're
president.
right, Andy, you're right. It's not your top tier ones. You know, there was somebody, I don't even know who the hell she was. And, you know, she's like, oh, we need to just pack up and move out and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting here like, well, why aren't you packing your shit and moving out? You know, she's telling
Yeah. Bye.
everybody that's black needs to pack their stuff and move out. And I'm like, well, why aren't you leading the way?
Yeah, well, trust me, I've been invited to move out of America multiple times in my life. They always want me to go back to Africa for some reason. I don't know why. And it's only Africa. Nobody tells me to move to Puerto Rico or move to Jamaica or it's like, yeah, go back to Africa. I'm like, I'm not from Africa. I'm not from Africa. I'm from Virginia.
No, you should move back to Africa.
Why are you here?
Why are you here? Oh man.
It's just scary at how stupid everybody has become. But yet again, that's what they want.
Right.
They don't want you to know
They
your
need it.
history. They don't want you to know
Nope.
how to think for yourself.
Nope. I was told by at the time like a 23-year-old that America has never been more divided than it is today. This had to be like in 2019. I looked at him and went, America has never been more divided than it is today? Yeah, no, never. Never? You know, we've had two civil wars, right? We call one the Revolutionary War. We call the other one the American Civil War. Um, I think we were more divided at that time when we were burning each other's houses down and doing border raids from South Carolina to North Carolina. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, we were more divided at one time in American history. Sorry, but the other time was like two grandmothers ago, bro. Like two 80-year-old women's lifespan ago, we were in the middle of the Civil War. Please don't tell me we've never been more divided. No, you've been told by social media that you've never been more divided, and you don't remember anything from any history class the minute after you finish it.
Well, I watched one video. A guy was going around. He was like, "Who was the president of the country during the last Civil War? Donald Trump." I was like, "What?" I mean, they were dead serious too. And because he even asked me,
Yeah.
like, "Are you sure about that?" Yeah, it was Donald Trump. I'm like, "Oh
No.
my
Well,
god!" It's
there's a couple of things we're doing.
they want
I,
you.
I, I yeah, 100%. They want you stupid. But my other thing is this: who said those weren't actors for content creation?
Yeah.
True.
There's that.
See, I
You're
don't,
right. Yep.
I don't trust any of that now. All the microphone. Look, we're grown ass men. How many people have walked up to you out of the blue and stuck a mic in your face and asked you dumbass civics questions? Not at all. But
Well,
if you go to
now if
social media,
too, if you look at it, a lot of where they're doing this is like New York City, Los Angeles, where it's a little bit more heavy Democratic. So it's almost
yeah.
not necessarily actors, but they know what kind of answers they're going to get because of the people that live in these places.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So
So you never know what's real.
it's
Exactly.
not
No.
it's control in a way. You could say that it's a controlled environment that they're doing this in.
Exactly. So either it's real or it's set up. So it's still not real. And most people don't know jack crap about history at all. I mean, my wife, you could not get her to pay attention. She hates it. Her eyes roll in the back of her head. The logo from the History Channel puts her to sleep.
Well, and here's the sad thing about that, because I watch a lot of History Channel, and it's not what it used to be. But then when I got to digging into it, I found out why it's not what it used to be. Do you know who the major owner is of the History Channel?
No.
Disney.
No shit.
Disney, which is the major owner of the majority of your networks: A&E, ABC, ESPN, Hulu.
Yeah.
That's a Disney, which now they're getting ready to transition Hulu all into Disney Plus.
Right.
It's
All right.
all
So this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm hearing. You need to invest in encyclopedias and hardware, hard copies of knowledge, because that will be changed, that will be modified, or it just will be memory hold. So you won't be able to find things. Also, say what you want. You need to learn how to read cursive, and you need to teach your kids how to read cursive so they can actually read the founding documents, because
well,
the
again.
founding
That's
documents are written in cursive.
Yep.
why they don't teach cursive anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh,
they know
nobody writes anymore. Yeah, okay. So you're telling me no one writes anymore, and we'll never ever have to write again? Like power will never be down. You'll never have to leave a note on the refrigerator. Everybody's got to read your fucked up writing. No, they don't want to teach it because you can't read the founding documents if you can't read cursive.
Well, it
Anything
goes
else, if
back.
you don't have a hard copy of it, you go online for it. Remember, the Second Amendment is only built for the militia to have guns, according to some websites.
Right. And it goes back to a saying I heard a long time ago is
Ho, ho, ho.
history
Chris,
is
don't
the
stick your
record.
penis in that.
No, no, they always let me learn the hard way, but it's history. History is the record of the victors of power and purpose. 'Cause, I mean, if you really think about it, those are the ones that are essentially writing history.
Yeah. Well, who wants to hear losers tell their history? Nobody ever read the book about the silver medal winner.
Well, see, now it's all about participation trophies, so I guess now they can get their books out.
Yeah, even less people care. Listen, when the rubber meets the road, nobody cares about the dude that couldn't place. Say what you want, play it and fluff it any way you want. When it comes to the free market, the only way you can read stuff like that is if somebody makes you. I mean, Hillary Clinton wrote how many books? Nobody cares. You didn't win.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just, it's. I think we're getting that the rope is the strands are breaking more and more as things go, and I think
I
this past week has just been huge strands have been torn off that rope, and we're getting closer and closer to that rope breaking. And if
I like
I'm
to see it
sorry,
the other way.
go ahead.
I'd like to see it the other way. I could be 100% wrong. I'd like to see it that you, me, Clayton, every friend we have, Kev, Jara, all of them, every one of them, we need to pull back from this. We need to learn from this. We need to take it easy. Um, I think there are a lot more voices like ours on both sides of this that are shining the lights on it. And then there's a majority of people in the middle that don't even know this whole fight is taking place. I really think is the extremes at both ends that are shouting the loudest that this means war, and they're being amplified by social and mainstream media to keep the fight going. I want to have faith in my country. I want to believe that people can see this impending doom coming and want to head it off because they don't really hate the person that's next to them with the coexist bumper sticker on. They don't hate the person that's driving the Tesla because they support the Nazi Elon Musk. It's like, so the 5-year-old car, they supposed to burn it now because that dude's political affiliation? You know how much cars cost? No. So I want to believe that we're going to pull back from the brink, and this death opened a lot of eyes. I really hope and pray that's true. I could be wrong, and I'm putting my feelings ahead of practicality, mainly because I don't want to see my country torn apart over something like this because it's not real. It's manufactured hate. It's amplified and manufactured from the minorities of both ends of the spectrum, and is amplified and spread by people that don't have America's best interests at heart. And I'm talking about nations like China, North Korea, and Russia. I'm talking about people who did things like fund a protest across the nation. And then all of a sudden, when they said they were going to start launching, where they were going to start exposing the finances of who was paying for all these things and hitting them with RICO charges, all of a sudden, no more Kings protests disappeared. It just all went away because they were going to catch charges. Um, those are the same people that want to tear America apart. So don't tell me they're not funding the exact same kind of things.
No, I agree
I
with you
agree
on
with you.
that,
It's
and I think there's too much bickering on both sides within everybody's community, especially our community. Where, to me, if we don't start pulling a lot more heads out of asses, there's a good chance we could lose the Second Amendment.
Yep. Yep.
And I mean, and I think we as a whole, for who we know, who we talk to, who we help out and stuff, I think everybody is trying to do a good job to clean it up, but there's extremists on both sides that we've got to do a better job to weed out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But you
100%.
know, it goes back to media, who you're listening to, AI. I mean, you don't turn on the news and they're like, oh, everything's great today. Everybody loves each other. The weather's going to be great. You know, it's always it's the worst of the worst that you could possibly see in the news. Yeah. And the sad part now is it goes back to what Denzel Washington said. It's not about who's getting the accurate news. It's who's getting it first.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah, did you freeze up?
Did you freeze?
Yeah, I don't see you guys. Hopefully you come back through again. Do you see me?
We'll be
It'll show. It's just during the recording.
All right.
We'll be good.
Yeah, we'll be good.
All right, cool. All right. So, I mean, we beat that to death, but we all want the best for the country. I don't need everyone to agree with me politically. Just understand that you have the right to say what you say, and I have the right to say what I say, but you're not going to get away without there being consequences of what you say. And that's why I try to say positive things. Even if I get angry, it's because I tried to push positivity. Now, there are people out there that's saying horrific things. And if you're to believe, again, it's social media, that the people that have been wishing death on others or celebrating the death, some of those people are getting fired and suffering from the consequences and losing business. Again, I don't even know if that's true. You know what I mean? Those are stories that these people are saying horrific things. And understand there are people that are actually mentally ill and just want any kind of attention, so they'll go on and say terrible things. We all know that. And then some of this stuff could be just made up. Oh, I got fired because I said something about Charlie Kirk needed to die. Oh, and they're crying. Man, there's no reason for you to log on crying.
Right.
You logged on, you made sure your picture was clear and you were censored. Nobody films it badly. You ever notice that? Like every crying video is totally in focus with great sound. Meanwhile, this thing looks like I'm talking into a potato.
Chris
I'm like, what? It just amazes me.
Well, it's like
So,
it was a video I saw. Supposedly, it was like a nurse standing in a hallway talking about, oh, it sucks to lose a patient. And, you know, everybody was beating her up like, who comes out of their patient's room after they've passed, sets up a tripod,
right,
and is like, oh, well, hey, it sucks. You know, it's like, come on now. It's you're setting this up.
hold on. Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Let me tell you. Get out of here.
Right? Exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
What else do we want to talk about? All right, so we got that. Oh, I don't mean to hijack it, but did you see the video of the black lady that hit the dad in the car, caused a car accident, and then jumps out with her Smith and Wesson shield and starts pointing at him and his son?
Is that the one you sent me earlier today?
No, I hadn't seen that one.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, check it out. It's supposedly they're in Atlanta. The dad went to the aquarium, and coming back, a woman hits him in the car and doesn't stop. Hits his vehicle, and he's
Whoa.
got his 3 kids in the car. Yeah, he has his 3 children in the car, and she does not stop. So he follows her to try to get her information and read her plate. She pulls over, jumps out of the vehicle. What was that?
Did you send it to Chris?
I sent it to you. All right, cool.
Here.
Oh,
So,
I got it.
Here.
I got it.
yeah, so she's screaming and yelling and getting in his face, and she points the gun at his
I don't
14-year-old.
know what Chris was doing earlier, but
The screen froze as you were getting the phone to it, so I can't see it. So, yeah, I can't see it at all. It just froze. So, of course, then she turns around and puts the gun in the father's face, standing nose to nose, bad breath distance. He grabs the gun, never even dropped his phone. He grabs the gun. It goes off because she squeezes the trigger. He
Where her finger's
freaking
on the trigger the
slam.
whole time she's hollering.
Mm-hmm.
Whole, whole time she's yelling at the son. She pointed the gun at the son with the finger on the trigger, pointed the gun at the father with a finger on the trigger. And then her father hit her with the father hit her with the earth and knocked her unconscious. Took her gun, emptied it, dropped the mag, and when she woke up, she got off the floor, stumbled into her vehicle, and drove away before the police got there. But they have her phone, they have her shoes, and they have her firearm. And of course, they have her plate number and all that information.
Right.
Well, and I mean, the sad part is every bit of that the father could have used if he'd have had a gun, used his gun in self-defense.
Yep, but he didn't, and thank goodness he didn't, because right now, everybody that's a human being that really counts has taken the father's side. He even made a video thanking people for taking his side because he said he knows, because of the races involved, that it could have spun the other way. And he's like, "Thank you, everyone, for being out there." And everybody was like, "You handled your business. This woman was out of control, and she pointed a gun at your son and at you. What are you supposed to do?" He defended himself.
Yeah, right there.
And it's not always so cut and dried with public opinion, because people choose to ignore facts or aren't even presented all the facts. You want to talk about Marine Corps veteran? What's his name? Daniel Penny in New York City.
Right.
Oh, he killed that. He killed that man. Oh, so you're going to ignore the black man and the other brown man that were holding the guy's legs? Or the fact that he had a subway full of people and no one said, "He's calm now, let him up." You're going to ignore that no New Yorker was like, "Oh, dude's good, let him up." No, those people were on the train with the guy, and not one of them went, "Oh, he's under control now. He's okay." Not one.
No, because I mean, the dude came on and was pretty much making threats. So I mean,
Oh, no, there was a reason he was tackled by three grown men of different races. They all saw the same thing. And every passenger on there that pulled out a phone saw the same thing. No one has shown one video of anybody going, "Yeah," anybody that was on the train saying, "Yeah, he went too far. None of us felt threatened." Not one.
yep, it was a political stand.
Right.
Yep. 100%. So when the father is thanking people, I totally understand where he's coming from, because that's a horrible thing that you have to protect your family and then think about the freaking consequences that may come afterwards.
Especially
But like
nowadays.
James Yeager said, you got to win that first fight, then you can worry about the secondary fight.
Yep,
Yep.
very true, very very true. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this will move things into a better direction. You know, it's definitely
I
something I
pray it
hope for,
does.
but I'm kind of still stuck in that Marine Corps mentality, man, of expect the worst and hope for the best.
100%, dude. That's the way we got to live our lives anyway.
Right.
You know, and
Oh,
I give.
where we?
Go ahead.
Yo, I actually ended up shooting the B&T APC 9mm freaking pistol turned into an AOW legally in New Jersey Thursday. I don't know if you could see this.
I saw that
That's
picture,
cool.
man.
Yeah, so I got a video of me shooting it and some other people. I'm going to make a short. I'll probably do a voiceover talking about it and the ridiculousness of living in New Jersey, that I can't have an AR pistol, but I can have that.
Right.
Yeah, the ignorance behind everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Is what's so. But that's what's, I think, the frustrating part for all of us is the ignorance and not wanting to learn because you know it's going to go against your beliefs. Like for me,
100%.
if it's something I don't necessarily believe in, that doesn't mean I don't want to understand it.
Like your sexuality?
Yep.
Nah,
Oh, he understands.
that just is what
Yeah.
it is. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that is what it is.
But
Well, yeah, that's right. You're his accomplice. That's why. We're here knocking the door in Tony's house. Come to get the butt sniffer. Yeah, dude.
Whatever, slot liquor.
We're at dinner, and I had that came up, and I'm like, oh, I got to put Tony's face on this.
You guys are so wrong.
Yeah, well, you're
What
our
else has
friend, so.
happened? Yeah, right. I saw something that I really dig. Uh, Taylor and Company, Taylor Firearms,
Yeah.
as they do Western.
Taylor Swift.
I was about to say, Tony, I didn't know you were a Swiftie.
Ha! Oh wow, no, jerk offs. The funny part is that whole thing you guys were saying, I lost an echo. Yeah, Taylor and Company has a TC73 18-inch 9 millimeter lever action. So they have an 1873 clone that's in 9 mil, and they also make 9 mil single action armies and 9 mil Remington new armies. And I think it's great because many of the people in my diversity shoots could give two dams about keeping the original caliber, of some of these guns because people want to talk about it. Oh, why wouldn't you have a 357 Magnum and be traditional? And it's like, why would I be traditional when the 357 Magnum lever gun is not traditional? 357 Magnum was developed in 1935. They didn't have it on the open plains. I mean, if we're going to talk traditional, 9 millimeter is older than 357 Magnum by over
Yep.
3 decades.
Yep.
Well, I mean, to
Yeah,
me, it's the most common caliber in the United States. So why would
yeah.
I
So
not want something in a common caliber?
I got something in the common caliber, and I mean, truthfully, I can have the rounds loaded up right in my lever action. 357, excuse me, not 357. I can have the 9 millimeter loaded up in my lever action with any bullet shape I want, and it's gonna work. And if I want extra, rounds, I could get a freaking Glock mag and just load it up with freaking rounds. And that can be my spare magazine that I just extract rounds out and put it in my lever action.
Yep.
Like you could just have a Glock mag strapped to the butt of your lever action and have 20 extra 9 millimeter rounds ready to be able to load into your lever action. I just think it's a cool thing because I was shooting a Taurus. One of the guys bought the Taurus revolver, the executive, and it has you can swap out the cylinders from 38 357 to 9 millimeter. And he had the 9 millimeter in with the moon clips, and it was really an easy shooting gun. You just have to figure out where the round hits, adjust the sights and such, and just shoot the dang gun using 9 mils and moon clips. And everybody liked it because it's a heavier gun. It's comped. Excuse me, it has porting. It's not comped. It has porting. So it was just such a great gun to shoot. So I'm going to contact Taurus and see if they can send me one. Because I can't demand that my guys bring the same guns all the time. Because again, we fire with 1,000 rounds of 9 millimeter every 2 weeks. I can't, demand that they put that kind of stress on their firearms. They can choose what they want to bring.
Yeah, I know those things have been going really good for you, man.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Yeah, we just hit a bump in the road. Nobody's released it, so I'm going to talk about it now. I'll talk about it later. But yeah, we had something go on that we need help with, and I'll make that announcement later. But we got some stuff going on. My car died, so I have to replace it. A friend of mine is helping me out with his mom's car in the interim. So my wife is still laughing because I'll be driving a Hyundai Accent for a minute. She has no idea how. Yeah, shut up. Uh, I'm like, the registration's gonna be funny. It's like, what's that zebra stripe paint? I'm like, that ain't zebra stripe paint. That's stretch marks in the doors. Oh,
Oh, man.
oh, it's gonna
Change
be a
that
tight
song from
fit.
fat guy in a little coat to fat guy in a little car.
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
Yeah, right. Fat guy in a little car.
I was about like Chloe's first car was a Chevy Sonic. I hated that thing because she had her permit when we first got it, and she's like, "Drive it to school so I can drive home." And you can imagine me crammed in that thing with her little fluffy little stuff hanging from the mirrors and everything. I rolled to a red light, and everybody's like, "What is this dude's problem?" I just kind of look at him like, "Hey."
Just turn that Taylor Swift out and jam out, man.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. Oh, me. I think this has been a good conversation, man. You know, it's
Definitely.
Yeah, we went all over the place.
Yeah, this one's all over the map, but it was good though.
it was a good conversation because I
considering
mean,
how mentally drained we are.
and it was really, I mean, honestly, even though we kind of got all over the place, it still all falls back to kind of like what you do, man. Gun rights are for everyone, and I just
Yep.
wish more people would see that. We're not trying to hurt
Yes,
people.
sir.
We're not trying to take away from people. We're trying to make it equal for everybody.
100%.
But no, great conversation. This has been episode 13 of Locked, Cocked, and Unfiltered. And we hope everybody has a good night.